Oh my goodness. Another
Oh
Ratchet
my
game.
good.
And I happen to have the honor and privilege of having Mr. Man himself, Mr. Gentle Sir Nick Man Balenciaga, to help commentate this one, because I know how much of a fan he is of this category. So
Big fan.
my name's CptGallant, and I'm gonna play Rack 1 All Missions. So this is a category that has existed for a few years, but I guess we'll get into that in a moment. First, before I get started, I just need to point out a couple of things. You may or may not have noticed that I'm wearing my Ratchet t-shirt, but it's even better than that. It's specifically a Rack 1 t-shirt because these are pretty much all the NPCs that you meet in Rack 1. And I thought that was particularly apt for this run because this is all missions, which means we're actually going to get to see all of these guys. So we'll try to point out some of the NPCs maybe. And second thing, that I did for this run is I did my nails yesterday. I was actually doing these on stream. So here's Clank. It's kind of hard to see. We got Gray with the green eyeballs, and he can open his mouth. But I'm especially proud of the Ratchet nails. I think these turned out like amazing, and I'm so proud. We got the Ratchet and Clank nails for the run. And I'll actually throw up a picture in the general on Discord a bit closer up so you guys can see rather than on the shitty webcam. So with that,
Definitely the extra mile.
yeah, yeah. Now that's all for a bit of fun. So anyway, with that, I think we're gonna just hop into it. You know what? I didn't check if nah, there's no way Jank Pod is active, right? No chance. I should be all right.
If you're loading from here, it shouldn't be now.
Oh, fair, fair, fair. Anyway, so I could count down. I guess I'm starting on minus 3.7. So here we go. Three,
That's fine.
2, 1, and we're off. So first thing for okay, the first thing is we're gonna die because that's really funny. But then for context, here's a normal backflip. And then let's see if we can get this backflip. Yeah. So Nick, do you want to explain how the camera works in this game? Because it's gonna come up a lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
oh,
camera in this
we
game is.
actually did have Jankpot. You want me to restart?
Oh wait, really?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, probably, yeah.
that's so
Okay,
funny.
so this conveniently gives me more time to explain the camera. So the camera is really funny in this game. Um, the camera is an in-game physical object, and so we're going to be using it a ton throughout this run to push Ratchet through walls, or in this case, literally just push him.
All right. Well, I missed it the second
He's
time.
gonna.
I'm just gonna go around.
Yeah, that's fine. What you saw there was the camera was colliding with the. I never know what that is. That like weird structure thing outside there. I don't know if it's. I
I'm
don't know
I'm not
that
sure
tower.
what to call it, but yeah, the leg of that kind of tower, I guess.
And that's a pretty recent, like, as of the past two. Actually, I guess it's more like the past year, like a little over a year.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Oh, brilliant. Of course, I missed that as well. Well, we get to see a lot of Velden, I guess, in this run.
The Velden fans going crazy.
Oh yeah.
Much to my surprise, there's a lot of Velden fans.
Yeah, so the other thing I'm doing here on Velden, because the movement options are quite limited, I'm doing a lot of side flips just because it it gets you there a little faster, because you get a bit of forward momentum, but also I don't know how it works. The point is you gain a little bit of speed. I don't want to do Velden again,
It's just
so
a
I'm just
little
gonna
bit
be safe.
faster than walking.
Yeah, but pretty quickly we're gonna be picking up the helipack, so we're not gonna need that anymore.
Yeah. I always with Ratchet 1 and 2, I always explain it. It's kind of like Pokemon. So right now we're a starter. We don't really have too much. We're just getting started. Little bit later, we get the first evolution, so to speak, with the helipack, and then I guess technically you get the thruster pack, so that's another evolution. But we're gonna get an in-game item about 40-ish minutes into the run, I want to say. That's gonna make movement. That's the final evolution, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I'm not even sure when you get that, to be honest. I never pay attention to like actual splits. I don't know. So here's another little bit of camera tech here. We can use the camera to push Ratchet. We can also use it to just proxy and gain a ton of height like that, so we don't need to play through the rest of that bit of the level.
So that's him shoving the camera underneath Ratchet and then proxying, which, uh, so I don't really know the Lord. I was told proxy was just a word and the acronym came later, and I've been told
There's an acronym?
something. Yeah, it's like I don't even. Uh, Practical redirection of X and Y, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, like yeah, X momentum converted into Y momentum, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I think it's just a word, and people, it's a
I
backronym they
think it
call
was
it.
just. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Practical redistribution of X to Y.
Anyway, so we just did all of Novalis there. You noticed a reload maybe? That's reloading the game there is just vaguely, or not vaguely, but marginally faster than like taking the chute, taking the sewer pipe. Just because you don't have a ship yet, so you don't need to watch these animations. So reloading there is very
Yeah,
fast.
so the transition is only like 3 seconds long, like the first one was.
Yeah. And then of course, the famous river skip, which I did a variation of with a cam flip rather than doing the standard, go for a swim strat. I find it's a little bit faster. And now this helicopter gives you a lot of money.
My least favorite NPC.
What, this helicopter?
Yep, he's so mean.
Yeah.
1071, I think we're gonna be okay.
To be honest, that wasn't even very good. Because in this category, because you get more
Oh yeah,
money,
you have more bolts going in
yeah,
here.
you have more bolts going in because you get the extra money on Novalis. So it's very common to have like 11 to 1200 bolts. 1071 is kind of on the lower end, but it's fine. Like all we really need is 1,000 here.
Right.
Whoop. Let's try that again. Classic marathon luck, where like that's a flip that I haven't missed in months.
Yeah.
That's what happens though. And here a little bit
So
of
it's gonna get water
momentum
bubbles.
preservation on the elevator, so I can keep this speed.
Yeah, so this is the helipack. This is what the majority of the movement throughout this run is gonna comprise of. Right now he's doing a trick called mid-air long jumps. It's basically a long jump turned into a side flip like he was doing at the start, turned back into a long jump. So you get the speed from the initial long jump, the throw of the side flip, and then the distance of the second long jump. It's a very, very fast and efficient way of moving.
For sure. And it's like a high skill cap um, trick as well, where like just getting a midair isn't that difficult, but getting a good one and really getting a lot of momentum from your midairs is something that every runner is like continuously working on, basically. Oh, did I? You know what I did? I like just instinctively split my
Split
timer. That's so funny. Let's see. What were we at? How much time has it been?
344,
Oh,
I
but
think it
that
was.
was before Kerwan that I split. I'm
Oh,
just gonna start it at 10 minutes, and
uh, yeah, something like that.
I'll just click OK on that, and then tell me to keep my hands away from the spacebar. I have no idea how
I was
long
like,
it's been
I should have been timing too.
now. Anyway, so here's another camera flip. The camera flips, we can use them just to push Ratchet to gain height and distance, and we can also use it to push him through walls, as I just did there to skip the level. And let's be careful here. and then the mid-airs give you enough height and distance to skip this part of the level now as well. So we can go and get the
Eudora
suck
is
cannon.
really funny because literally everything important here is all right at the start.
And I'm just gonna pick up a little
No
bit of
matter
extra money because I'm a
how
little
many
low.
things we have to do, every time we come here, we're only here for like a minute or less.
Yeah, it tends to be pretty quick. And then off to Blarg. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I need to stop. Oh my gosh. Ah, it's fine.
Hope we can throw a timer out.
Oh my gosh. Just do what you gotta do. Cover up what I have if you've got a better one. Oh, whoopsies.
Okay.
Oh, we got the professional marathon run over here. All right, let's try that again. So here I flip through the wall, and then the green text. You know, this is a good opportunity to kind of explain how the missions work in this game. So every mission, it'll be like, there might be a mission to like, oh, find Captain Quark. And every mission has kind of two conditions that you need to meet. There's a condition to just get that mission on your list, and another condition to get a checkbox for it, or a check mark. And usually you only like you can do those two conditions, you can fulfill them in any order. So for example, when I went out of bounds there to collect the Hydra Displacer, um, the mission for that, the unlock for it is just to get that green text to appear on screen. That green text telling you to send Clank outside, and the check for it is to actually collect the Hydra Displacer. So occasionally it looks like I'm going to be going out of my way for no reason, and very often that's because there's a specific condition I need to meet to like unlock a mission or something like that.
This explanation, of course, was to distract you all from the fact that he just broke into a bank.
Yeah, I kind of robbed the Blarg Tactical Research Station here, um, but they're funded by, I don't know who funds them, but it's an evil organization. I think we can allow ourselves to rob them.
Yeah, if you steal from the rich, it's okay. Robin Hood taught me that.
Yeah, well, Sly taught me that.
Him too. More on Sly later. I'll see you all tomorrow.
I'll tell you what. I kind of hate the amount of HP that I have, so I'm just gonna die here just to replenish my HP. And apparently I didn't break this thing. Well, that's okay. We're gonna do a
We
minor
should
skip
point
here.
out that we only have the bomb glove right now. I know this game is known for all the different weapons that you get. We will buy. Actually, I guess we have two weapons, but we don't. We'll see the suck cannon like once.
We actually do use the suck cannon, yeah, a little bit on one
I guess.
planet.
Yeah. And then one other weapon later on, but we'll get there.
Yeah. So for now, we have to buy the grind boots because there's a few missions associated with them. And I think my
The
money's
tin.
looking okay. Yeah.
As made famous by Tim's percent.
That's true. We do have the Tims. In fact, you know what? We might as well. We might as well wear the Tims.
We should also point out that he was going around that arena in a very specific way because there's a boss in there and we really don't like her.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was, yeah. So like you don't necessarily need to bounce on the on like the hot stuff around the outside, but that's kind of the easier way to do it. But yeah, if you just stay around the outside of that arena, the boss never loads in and the door just opens for you, so we can completely skip the boss fight for free. Anyway, in here I'm breaking a bunch of boxes and stuff because there's a lot of money in here and it all snaps to you automatically, so it's very fast collecting a bunch of extra money.
Nice
And
2,222 bolt count for a second. I don't know
oh, I
who all
missed
caught
it.
that.
I missed it. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm just like, taking a look at my bolt count here. I've got 2,600 and something, which is fine. Um, Coming up, I need 4,000 to buy a thing. Um, and I'm gonna get 1,000 for free. And when I say for free, I just mean like without having to go out of my way, right? Like I have to complete the hoverboard race because there's a mission for it. And when I complete it, I'll get 1,000 bolts. So like I don't have to go out of my way for any of that money. So I just
It's for
killed.
setting a new record time on the course, and we don't have a time log, so whatever time we get is the new record time.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be it for Blarg. And maybe at this point, I was about to split again. Oh my god.
You want to push your keyboard away. That's usually what I do if I have this problem.
Yeah, let's see. Normally I would be using my. Oh, I can't actually. There's stuff behind it. All right, so let's not explain this. You know, I think I was getting the height, but I didn't have the angle on that one, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna go around.
That's fair. That's a trick called cineflips. They were found by a runner who was actually, I swear, can't make this stuff up. Stuff AI could never predict. Cinna was running Rack 1 NG Plus for a different event like an hour ago.
Was he actually?
Yeah, so that's a trick she found a bunch of years ago. It is
Sorry.
basically side flips canceled over and over and over again over certain surfaces. So in this particular case, the water on this planet, we're gonna see. It's a weird property with this game. We're gonna see it a bunch, especially on the planet right after this. But
Yeah, that's the famous one.
they're very, very precise because you have to do them over and over and over. And if you drop any input, the whole thing gets eaten and you just die. So there, uh, he didn't quite make it up to the top where he was trying to go, and so he just had to fall down back into the water.
Yeah.
Which thankfully there's other ways to get her up there, so it's all good.
Yeah, in the end, it's not that big of a time loss, frankly. Anyway, I don't know if you noticed, but we never went to Iridia, and Iridia is where you get the hoverboard. Thankfully, though, we can just go out of bounds, and the track is loaded in, and the hoverboard is just sitting there for you to use. So, so that's convenient. I'm also taking a look at my bolt count here. I'm going to need to pick up a little bit more. And I can do that in the race, you know, like I can pick up a few bolts here, a few bolts there, and already I'm looking good. Just by.
And there's a bunch of crates around if we need to, but yeah, you're good. So at the end, after this race, he's gonna have to pay 4,000 bolts to get the coordinates to the next planet. And again, he's gonna get 1,000 for setting a new record time on the course. So being over 3,000, we're good to go.
Yeah, I'll be all set here. Now as I mentioned before the start of the run, this category has existed for several years, but it used to be a category extension, and just recently, like in the last few months, it was added to the main boards, which I know Marathon Man is a big fan of, and I'm a fan of as well. To be honest, this is a really fun category. I find it's a lot of fun and honestly good for kind of the beginner novice runners because there aren't any like crazy skips that are like really hard to pull off or anything like that, you know. So yeah, going on to Umbrus here, and there's going to be more of these. Not the cineflips, we call them ILJs here, the infinite long jumps, and then something that we
The
like to call a ghost ratchet.
the sister trick.
Yeah,
Yeah, so these are Center flips are side flips canceled over and over and over. These are a side flip canceled into a long jump, back into a side flip, back into a long jump over and over. So you see he's getting much more distance and speed rather than height.
That was not scary at all, by the way.
No.
Yeah. So you notice
Also
that
a unique
walls
way of
walls don't
using Ghost
exist
Ratchet
anymore.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ghost Ratchet, what I did was when you go into the mud on this planet, you're supposed to instantly die. Um, but so I went into the mud, but then a mine, like one of those big floating mines, damaged me as I was in the mud, and the knockback animation knocked me back onto dry land. Um, and so it saved me, and that activated that Ghost Ratchet. So I can go through walls, including the invisible wall that surrounds the Snaggle Beast, so I can damage him very easily with the wrench. And I'm going the wrong way. That's all right. And it also removes your speed cap. So with those infinite long jumps, you can gain crazy amounts of speed. And the reason we do this wrench only, by the way, is just because money is so tight in the early game. We can't really afford the 2,500 in order to buy the Pyrocitor, which would be the weapon of choice otherwise.
This
And
boss
more on the
wrench
Pyrocitor
only.
later.
Yeah. The like I said, the only weapons we have are the bomb glove, which isn't super great,
Not against
and
bosses.
the stuck cannon, which is borderline useless. Actually, I guess it is just useless because you can't suck up crates in this game.
Yeah. Can you suck? I think you maybe are able to suck up the mines on this planet, and then you can shoot him 5 times. And that's all you could do with the
Yeah.
suck cannon in this boss fight if you really wanted to. But it's much
So
faster just to use the wrench.
the wrench is kind of all we have. And thankfully, with Ghost Ratchet, getting inside is pretty efficient, but still can be a little finicky. Thankfully, no funny business this time, and we're good to go.
Yeah, that fight actually went really well. Phase 1, I find, is the scariest. Like, he's the most likely to deal damage to you, and it just gets out of
100%.
hand fast. But I actually did that, like, the Snaggle Beast didn't deal any damage to me. I took a little bit of damage, like, intentionally on the lava, just because bouncing on the lava is a little faster than waiting for the bridge to pop up. Oh, not the greatest of chains there, but that's okay. We got this little backup. Get to show that off.
Battalion is infamous for being the laggiest planet because there's so much stuff happening.
Yeah, to be honest, every single one of my missed mid-airs on Battalia, I blame it on the lag. Even if it's clearly because I didn't make the inputs very well, I will blame it on the lag still.
Even the missed mid-airs on other planets are because of the lag on Battalion.
My gosh, it is so laggy. But that's alright. Anyway, might as well collect a little bit of money here because I have to wait for this tank anyway. I won't be able to use the bolt crank until he's far enough away. And this is actually the second time we get to see the plumber in this run. And then a nice chill
No,
mini game.
here's the real question: will we see the skill point?
Oh, almost definitely not, but that would be a very
There's a
marathon
skill
thing.
point for shooting one of the flying ships around,
Yeah,
which is
one of the little orange ships flying around.
it's really annoying. I once had an ACM run lose 15 minutes to it.
Oh, well, like one of those that just flew by the screen. I don't know if you saw it.
I think about that every time, because you can, like, we're actually doing the mini game in this category because we have to, and I've definitely got it on accident, and it's like, man,
Well, every time you get it by accident, it just makes all those times that it took you forever to get it on purpose sting even more, you know?
exactly.
Anyway, so we're just about to finish up here, destroying this last ship, and we're about to get the greatest gadget in the game, the metal detector.
So the metal detector
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
actually really useful. We're going to see it a lot throughout the rest of the run. It's used to get money, and we really like money.
We do really like money. Um, we should probably explain Jankpot, and then I'll explain maybe how the route has changed recently.
I was gonna say, I was like, how are you done with Kurlon so early? And I forget that Jankpot we do on this planet now.
Yeah, so let me make sure at least one of those things dies, and
So
then
I will try and explain this as best I can. So after completing the main objective on a planet, there is, I believe it's like a 50 bolt, it's like a bolt multiplier for the first however many bolts. I want to say it's like
I
a
tried
hundred
I
or
tried
so.
saving it with the tiptoe. It didn't work. Sorry,
Yeah,
go
not
on.
on that thing.
I have done
Uh,
it before on maybe not that one, but the other one.
So, you activate said multiplier again. You have to complete the main objective, reload, kill an enemy, don't collect any of its bolts. Now the multiplier is active. Now, until you get 100 or more bolts, give or take. We're gonna exploit that. Well, I guess we did exploit that by breaking a bunch of boxes in a row, and the multiplier applies to all of them. Hence, instead of what is probably gonna be, what, like, I guess I know the ones on Kerwan are like 800
I
bolts.
think those ones it's close. It's almost 2000. It's like 15 to
Okay.
1800, something like that. But
Which is
instead
why we have
instead we got like
significantly
9000
more
from them.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do like having money. Oh, let's be careful here with the camera. It's in a really awkward spot. Oh no, I just died.
It,
Yeah, that's my bad. So you gotta be far enough up on that rail. That was a nice demonstration of how to mess that up, I guess. Um,
is that from not having enough speed?
exactly. If you're too low on the rail there, and the fact that I'm wearing the grind boots right now doesn't matter. You'll equip the grind boots automatically when you touch the rail. Um, but yeah, if you're not high enough on the rail, you just won't have enough speed. So that's why I'm trying to get a little, oopsies, trying to get a little SI there. So like this is a slope that you're not supposed to be able to stand or jump on, but I'm basically just mashing X and it works.
We used to use these a lot more throughout the realm, but a lot of them over the years have been routed out in favor of faster techniques,
Yeah, well, and
such as the
especially with the
cone proxies that
proxies.
we were just seeing there.
The proxies routed out a lot of SIs and like a big chain of SIs that we used to do on this planet that no one misses.
Oh,
Yeah, so we just come up here, one little SI, and now I'm definitely high enough on the rail, and you can see how much more speed I have. And I got a really good jank pot. I had 9,800, so I'll be able to skip a little bit of money on later planets very easily. Take a little sip of tea. Speaking of taking a sip, um, last time at last AWTS, I was playing this game on PlayStation 2, and Nick, you can back me up that running on PS2 obviously is quite a bit slower, but it's also really cozy. Do you agree?
100%.
Yeah. And in particular, the longer load times in between planets are just like the perfect opportunity to get a nice sip of water. But I find there's just not enough time. There's not enough time when I'm playing on PS3 to like unscrew the lid of my water bottle, take a sip, put the lid back on. There's just not enough time. So
Gotta be real
recently,
fast.
yeah, recently I've been doing the lid skip where I just leave it off during the runs and then I can just take a sip
Yep.
more easily. So that was the entire Clank section, by the way. Just go out of bounds, get a little proxy, go straight to the info bot, and leave. Very quick, very, very easy.
I think it's very easy in 2025 to overlook how important that variation of the Clank skip is.
Yeah.
Because prior to that being found, it was kind of a mess.
And I'll be honest, I said very easy, but anyone who's been watching my streams lately will know how frustrated I get at that clip because I seem to always be doing something drastically wrong where it takes me like 10 tries. And
So, yeah.
yeah. So that's all of Gaspar. There's only one mission on Gaspar, and it's just get the pilot's helmet. So we can do a little SI, the slope intercept, where you're just, again, you're gliding towards a surface, and there's a little window of time where you can get a high jump. So we just mash X and do that. So that skips the whole level basically. And I have to let him say the line.
Are you going to be disappointed if I say that I'm not wearing the shirt right now?
No, you're fine. You're fine. In fact, the other day when I was practicing though, um, I accidentally insta-skipped that cutscene, and the guy didn't get to say hey. And then I'm like, oh no, 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 no.
Devastating.
Nick would be very upset with me if I did that during my run here. So I made sure to give him his time to shine.
To wait.
Yeah. So here I'm wrenching these fish to deal damage to them. You don't actually need the damage, but when you wrench them and then blow them up with a bomb by like targeting them directly, I have no idea why, but it gives you a lot more money that way than it is supposed to, I guess. So that's a nice way of gaining some extra money. Um, Again, for free. That is to say, you have to. Oh gosh, I don't actually need these. Um, like you have to be on the raft anyway, so you might as well take the opportunity to get a bit of extra cash while you're there. I do want these though. And here's our one, like, I would say objectively correct use of the metal detector in the run. Again, because it's free money. I have to wait for the guy to get on the boat. So you might as well pull out the metal detector and get 50 bolts, or maybe even 100 or 150 bolts if you're quick about it. Objectively correct. And that's what makes this category one of the best, is that it's objectively correct to use the metal detector.
True. Efficient.
So the more fish I wrench, the more money I get from like the jank fish, basically. So I try to get like as many as possible. And I'm taking a quick look at my money here. Because of jank fish, the money acquisition tends to be high variance on Pokey. So right after those fish tends to be a good spot, I find, to verify that I have enough money. Oh my gosh, my health is not looking too good here, so let's be very careful coming up.
Pokey is one of the scariest planets to die on because there's only one checkpoint in the whole planet. So
Yeah,
if you die at any point, you're almost assuredly getting sent 2 minutes back.
yeah, I think it's like if I die here, I'm basically losing a minute and a half. About that. It's not ideal. But let's just suck this guy up. I want to be very careful. Even if I get this clip, I may not have enough time. I barely had enough time. There we go. Nice.
Beautiful.
All right, and now we get to play Star Fox for a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't get to play it during COD, so we'll play it now.
Exactly. So there's a few different strategies that, like for beating these things. I don't use the fastest one necessarily, but I find reasonably quick and very consistent. The fact that I'm exiting between everyone is just replenishing my ammo, which means I'm not at the mercy of the random ammo drops. So I do really like that strat. And now that we have the O2 mask, which is what we got from the guy here, we can go back to Orxon as Ratchet and do the rest of the missions there. Now, I guess there's one other little thing that you may have noticed. I didn't do all the missions on Kerwan. I very conspicuously missed the one where you get the swing shot, where you do like the training course. Again, the reason for that is that the swing shot costs money and money is very tight. So in absence of the swing shot, I do have to do tiptoes here, which is similar to SIs where I'm basically just mashing X while gliding towards a surface. But instead of getting like a crouch animation and a high jump, I just immediately get a jump instead of dying. Because that green goop is supposed to instantly kill you.
You have, I believe, about 2 frames where you can jump on it, so
There's no way it's that tight. Because like
pretty
tiptoes, I,
sure.
I don't mash that fast, and tiptoes aren't that difficult, I don't find. It's got to be like 6 frames or something. Oh, you know what? I
I may
forgot.
be lying.
I forgot to get the boots, so that's okay. We can get them later. Normally,
Oh yeah, see,
I would get the boots as Clank, but I forgot. But that's all right. We can do an alternate strat here.
back in my era, if you came here without the boots, you were SOL. They had to put the dunce cap on you and everything.
Yeah.
And now we have technology.
Now we have proxies and everything is cool.
Now it's
Um,
faster to skip them, except not in this category because we have to get them anyway.
well, actually, it is faster to skip them in this category because, and maybe I'll show that off where what Zem would do is some kind of proxy here. Right now, it's not faster because, well, reasons. But you come up this way, and then down here is where the vending machine is, and I can not go through there. One of these has no collision. There we go. And then if you do that at the start of the level, you can actually just, instead of going back this way, you go through the level backwards a little bit. And that's what Zem does, for example, in his record. Um, but,
We're
you know,
learning things every day.
so in this category, the optimal strat is actually to not get the boots as Clank and then get them at the start of the level as Ratchet, similar to AGB. And in any percent, because we have that proxy now, it's actually optimal to not get the boots at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna pull out the helipack immediately here and regret my decision.
Oh my goodness. No,
That's all right.
that's manipulation.
No, the reason if I can actually get it is that I do need the helipack open or out once I'm at the top anyway, and it is faster to get inside with the helipack than it is with the thruster pack. But basically, this turret's at the very end of the level, but the game doesn't check your height coordinate in order for you to enter it. It only checks your like X and Y, not the Z, and so you can enter it from the bottom. And even if you don't get those ILJs or whatever, like the infinite long jumps, um, it's actually really easy to get in otherwise because you can just make your way to that platform that I was kind of jumping towards, look back towards some crates, and just regular old long jump will get you in 100% of the time. So as I finish this up,
Okay, congrats on not dying.
yeah, I tried playing it really safe. Anyway, another ILJ to skip the entire hydro displacer section. Get a little bit of money here. And again, I'm looking at my bolt count and it looks totally fine. All I'm really looking for at this point is like 3,400, and I'll have plenty more than that. So if anything, I'm overvolted, which is, I'd rather that. This little ILJ doesn't save that much time, but hey, ILJs are fun. So, okay, and now it's actually slow because I dropped them. We're learning a lot here.
Oh,
I'll just go around.
we'll just take the walk. Don't swing.
Yeah, just taking that walk of shame. Oh, what I love about
This would
this is that I actually do infinite backflips there to not gain too much forward momentum. Did you want to explain those? We haven't really been doing that.
I was gonna say this would be a good time to point out there is literally like 100 different ways to move in this game.
Hmm. I
The
think um,
infinite side flips there, again, kind of a variation, same thing, certain surfaces, canceling side flips into one another. With the thruster pack, they're significantly easier, thankfully.
yeah, you don't need to like do them in super quick succession the way that you do with the helipack. Anyway, so there's supposed to be a floor here, but I don't know. There's a hole in the floor, and so rather than doing the whole part of the level here to go towards Fred and exchange the Raritanium for what is it, the Persuader, we can just go through the water. And so yeah, the reason I went to the teleporter at the start is again because that's the trigger to start the mission.
Yeah.
If you don't go through the teleporter, the mission never shows up in your like in the list. And that's actually one where order matters. If you get the Raritanium first and then go through the teleporter, the mission doesn't actually show up at all, and you've just killed the run.
I did not.
Just rack one things.
Yeah, whereas most of the time the order doesn't matter. Like you can do the thing that you need to complete the mission, um, and then unlock the mission afterwards. And as long as you have the two conditions, for most of the missions in the game, it's totally fine. You can do them in either order. And again, my money is like way more than okay here. So we don't like boss fights around here. So we can just like go around this.
They
Make
just
sh-
fight the one, and that was too many.
yeah. And thankfully, there's no specific mission for beating that boss fight. The devs very easily could have been like, yeah, there's a mission for getting to the end of the level, and then another mission for the boss fight. Like, there's other levels that work that way, but this one, thankfully, no. There's just the one mission, and as long as you get to the end here, it gives it to you. So thank goodness for that because it's not a very fun mission, or it's not a very fun boss fight. Very
It's the
long and
worst.
very boring. So here's another proxy to get out of bounds. And
Oh, you should probably talk about this.
yeah. So I'm basically
So,
just gonna like just touch the corner of a checkpoint here to skip the entire level. You want to talk about the history of beam jump though?
this trick, oh my goodness. When it came out, everyone said, ain't no one ever gonna do this in runs, as all idiot speedrunners tend to do. And then, of course, someone comes along and is like, I'm gonna do it, and no one's gonna stop me. That runner's name was Alamusa, by the way. I remember very distinctly Alamusa sent me screenshots of the world record run in which he first used it, and he said, don't tell anyone about this.
Amazing.
That run's 5 years ago now, dude. I'm too old for this. Uh,
Now,
Went through a bunch of variations. It was considered the hardest trick in the run for a bunch of years. There was like a Mark II version that involved the going through the wall we just bought the coordinates from.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and then bomb proxies were a thing, so we started, or ledge proxies were a thing, excuse me. And then we started doing it from back outside again, and there was probably like 3 or 4 different variations of that, eventually landing, I believe, in the one that Gallant just did.
Yeah, so now doing that ledge proxy is super consistent. It's not that difficult to just make sure Ratchet is angled in the correct direction. We used to have to do like a very precise double jump to barely get enough height and distance. And oh my gosh, that double jump gives me nightmares, to be honest.
Oh,
But thankfully, we don't need to do that anymore. Even on PS2, because the proxy that I did there, you kind of just can't do it on PS2. For whatever reason, ledge proxies work differently, and not all of them are really possible. But Kank, legend that he found a different ledge proxy that you can do there that is totally consistent and really safe on PS2. Um, so we just do that now. We meaning me and Kank.
me once every 2 years.
Yeah. So anyway, we finally bought the Pyrocitor just because it is, we have the money for it now, and it is a nice way of getting rid of these sand sharks.
Maybe one other pesky individual, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, maybe it can be a little useful. So here's
Well,
another surface that we can do ILJs on.
PDA.
Oh yeah, that. So the PDA lets you do a lot of things. You saw on Ultanis where I got it. I was using it for infinite jumping. Here, I'm just using it to stop myself from falling and then like preserve my momentum, basically. Like this, for example, right? And then you can also use it to infinite jump in a few different ways. Oh my gosh.
Remember what I said earlier about 40-ish minutes in, we're gonna be in our final evolution. We're in our final evolution now.
Yes, yeah. We even have the hydro pack, so we can move underwater really easily too. All right. So we do some infinite side flips there to skip the whole what is it, the swing shot bit. Oh yes, I'm so happy that I ground pounded into that. It's so funny. And then I death abuse here because it gets you back to the ship reasonably fast. And now we can finally go back to Kerwan. Why? We don't actually need the swing shot anymore. Actually, we do. We do need the swing shot one more time for something very important, which is why we go to Kerwan now and not later. But we do need the mission anyway.
I was about to ask what, because I'm trying to think, because this route is still very new to me, and I know what. But we'll talk about that.
It's a strat that I didn't get to do in my previous run at AWTS because I was on PS2. And it's not optimal on PS2, but it is optimal here. Can you face me, please? There we go. So yeah, we don't like working out around here, so we're not going to do the fitness course. We're just going to skip to the end.
Speak for yourself. I still owe another 100 push-ups or something.
Hold on. Oh gosh. I'm confusing myself here with like what PDA tech I want to do. See, I get confused sometimes where I'm like, do I want a side flip? Do I want to do a regular infinite jump? Do I want a side flip and then pack switch? There's just too many things to keep track of.
Option paralysis.
Yeah.
If there was ever a game to give you movement option paralysis, it was this one.
No kidding. So now we can go all the way to Quartu equipped with our swing shot, and it's going to be very, very helpful there.
I wonder what we're going to use it for.
Yeah. So, do you guys remember Ghost Ratchet? I remember Ghost Ratchet. It's that thing that lets you go through walls and removes your speed cap. Yeah. We get to Oh, apparently we get to wear the O2 mask. We we got the mask and we got the Tims.
Oh my god. We're ready to hit the pool, so more on
Yeah.
that later too.
Yeah. Oh gosh, please get me up here. Oh no, this is the infinite fall that just kills you. Except it does. Oh my gosh, please. There we go. It doesn't actually kill you. You can save it.
The back in my day, if that happened, you were SOL, but not anymore. We have technology.
Oh, and I apparently am facing the wrong direction. So let's go back here. I am not hovering, am I?
More-
No.
More PDA backflips.
Yeah, the PDA backflip for the fans. And sadly, the one annoying thing with all missions is that there ends up being too many things in your quick select because you have to get everything. And so, you end up very occasionally having to go into the gadgets menu. Oh, please, what am I doing? Here we go. So again, this goop is supposed to insta-kill you, but we can save it with the swing shot this time as opposed to taking damage. And then look at all this speed, preserving the speed and the momentum with the PDA. And we can go straight to the end of the level here, or the other bit of the level. And Ghost Ratchet goes on to Ghost Clank, which is why we're able to go through that wall as well. Slightly faster than
It's
going
beautiful.
around. It really is. And this is when I gotta point out that on PS2, do I have to? Yes, on PS2 there's like very little lag here. But on PS3 there's so much lag that you kind of have to stare at
Oh
the
my
floor to
god.
try to reduce it. It's pretty bad. It's probably even worse on my console because I don't have like, is the lag better when you have a solid state? Because I don't have a solid state in my PlayStation.
I mean, it's better, but it's not much better.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so this Clank section is obviously there's a mission, but it also gives us the coordinates to Kalibo, which we need to do more missions.
What we need is to go to eBay after this and get you an SSD.
Listen, I can afford my own SSD. It's not about that. It's just, it's the effort. Anyway, we still have Ghost Ratchet because it lasts for nearly 3 minutes. So we can go through that wall to get back here very easily, and then go through this wall, and then get this thing from out of bounds so that it's very easy to death abuse and go back to the ship. And
You mean we
move
don't
on.
get to go to the pool?
We don't get to go to the pool. No,
This is so sad.
we just fall through the void instead.
I also realized as you were getting in the ship that because you went to Giant Clank and then back the O2 mask came off.
Oh, that's so sad. Yeah. So here's another section. We can clip through this wall, and then there's just, I don't know, there's just a big flat section of land here, right? Very flat section. Yeah, there's actually some invisible ledges along there that are really annoying because if Ratchet hits a ledge, it just kills all your speed. Oh, no more Tims now.
Wow, they're taking everything from us.
Wow. Imagine that. Yeah, so here's where, we got another view of the metal detector there for a few frames. Here's where the PDA is just like completely bonkers because once you get out of bounds, you can fly anywhere, you know? We have the PDA, we have the thruster pack, so we can just do everything now. It's great.
We are just gonna infinite jump straight to the end. This I almost want to call it a planet, but it's not a planet. This area is usually really long. There's a bunch of different ships you have to go to, and you have to use gadgets we really don't want to use because they're slow. And we can just go straight to the end.
So yeah, there was one mission for picking up the code bot, another mission for just getting the info bot at the end. So that's all there is to it. And now we're gonna go to the planet where you get that gadget that you're supposed to need. I'm just seeing Tash's thing in chat where Ratchet is getting less and less clothing. We're really stripping him of everything.
Yeah, the pants are gonna come off next.
Yeah. So we actually have the hoverboard now, but it's a little bit faster to just go out of bounds and enter the race this way.
And we didn't really talk about it in the first hoverboard race, but we do speed these up quite a bit by manipulating a bunch of checkpoints.
Yeah, so on this first one right here, basically I skip like a good 60% of the course. But then I have to go backwards through this tunnel to get a checkpoint so that it counts the lap.
Yeah, which is a little annoying.
And then here, this is just a much more minor skip where you fall in the water and respawn a little bit farther up. And oh, I gotta be careful here. I'm trying to get tricks here for the fans, but you know, it's fine. We got a couple more. The only one I'm really missing is the double Darla. We got the double Darla for the fans.
The fans love a double Darla.
And just because we can get a quad Darla. And on this last one, we can aim a little bit farther right and get to the end of the lap actually before falling in the water. So that saves a little bit there. And here's the other reason why this is the best category. It's objectively correct to use the hollow guys because it makes you fall off the rail. And we don't want to do the whole rail, you know? Just like we skipped the entire grind rail section on Battaglia, we'll skip that entire grind rail section as well. You do need to touch the rail because again, the trigger to unlock the mission is to grind on the rail somewhere. And then the trigger to end the mission and get the check mark is to just get to the end. So that's what we're going to do here. And on this reload, I always like turning around so we get a nice view of the help desk girl. We got a cute little Ratchet face there closing his eyes too.
He's blushing.
He's like, oh. Now, there's one more thing I have to do. There's a mission called Get Past the Blarg. To check it, you just need to talk to the green guy. But to start it, which I'm going to do at the end, I just need to like get to that part at the start of the level. So right at the end there, that was just to get the unlock for a mission that I had already completed, so it shows up in my list. And this has been going by. It feels like it's been a while, of course, but it feels like it's been going by so fast because we're already at the last level of the game, guys.
I feel like we were just here 58 minutes ago.
Nick, I cannot tell you how happy I am that I got a long jump SI there. I've never gotten the full chain, but I so rarely get any good long jump SI. So
That's
I'm
something
ecstatic.
else in 2025 that gets glossed over. That chain's hard.
That's a really hard chain. Anyway, so here's where, oh, look at that. I even already have good ammo for the boss fight. Spoiler alert, I'm using
A
the pyro
nice
on the
crit
boss.
117. Yeah, there's one more hooligan we need to
We've got we
speak with before we get to the end.
I've got 117 ammo for the Spyro 3 fans. So yeah, basically I'm just infinite jumping all the way to the end, and whoop, let's not fall into the void.
Oh my god.
Did you like
That's the
that one?
scariest thing that can happen.
Yeah, I had enough height though, so I'm good. Thankfully, because Drek is supposed to be like 3 health bars down at this point, the game is just like, well, I guess he'll be 3 health bars down now, so we only need to go through 4 of them, not all 7. Anyway, this is the pyro on PS3.
Pretty good.
It just absolutely shreds him. Basically, on the PAL version specifically, the pyro deals damage on every single frame if you're like right up in the enemy's hitbox, and so this is the strategy for the final boss here. And we get a bit of lag for the fans at the end. And oh, that's not good. Never mind, you just respawn back here.
That was a little silly one.
I had to throw that one in.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So because this is the all missions
GG.
run, we are supposed to check that we have all the missions. So this one never gets checked. This is the mission.
Yeah.
This is the mission for just beating the final boss. But if you go to challenge mode, of course you won't be able to see it. And if you time warp, you time warp, so you haven't beaten the final boss yet. So this
Yeah.
never gets checked. So that's
Uh-huh.
fine. Aside from that, though, we're just looking for that yellow text, all missions complete on every single planet. And I mean, I'm pretty sure I got everything here. And that is it. So there's Ratchet and Clank all
We blabbed
missions.
out everything to make sure that there's no more
All
accidents. But we got check anyway.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know what the time of the run was because I was being very silly with splitting or trying to split.
I'm gonna adjust for inflation and say it was sub 1.
I will say, I mean, there were definitely some sloppy parts, but I know the estimate was 105. I don't remember what my PB was, like when I submitted, but in the last couple weeks leading up to the event, all the practice runs that I did, I don't think I got a single run that was over an hour. So, I was never really worried about making estimate.
We'll have to
We're
hear it.
gonna adjust for inflation and say it was under an hour.
So yeah, so that's it. So let's get a quick count here because there's like 2 things on this that we didn't actually see. We got Ratchet, we got Clank, we got an infobot, we got Ultimate Supreme Executive Chairman Drek, the plumber, we've got the Novalis Chairman. Over here we've got, I think this is Captain Quark. I'm trying to look at the tiny screen on OBS. I think this is Captain Quark. We got Big Al, Helga, what is that? Skid and his agent. I don't know in what order. Down here we've got the lieutenant that you see on Eudora. There is one thing that we don't get to see in the run, which is a Gadgetbot, because we don't like doing Clank sections.
Oh, okay, okay.
We got Fred that we actually see twice. We got a random hoverboarder. We have, is that the Quark robot? No, this is Captain Quark. This up here is the Quark
Quark
robot.
was
Yeah, and then this
yeah.
is Quark. Then we got the hoverboard lady, Darla Gratch, the deserter, the commando, the guy. This is the best, of course. This is the guy. He even has the comb over. We got Bob, Big Al's brother. But then what is it? We got the miner. We got Edwina, the deaf guy. We even have Steve. We even have Steve. We also don't get to see a chicken in this run, but we do get the Morpho Ray. So maybe, you know what? There we go. We get to see chickens now. So we get to see the chicken. And in the last row, we do get to see the hollow guys. We got Clank's mom, the help desk girl, and finally we get the, I guess, the Gadgetron
His mom
president.
is on there. That's awesome.
Yeah, we got Clank's mom on the shirt
So
too.
good.
So it's just the Gadgetbots that we don't get to see, I guess. That and the chicken.
So
Yeah.
good.
All right.
So that'll be it from me. Thank you very much for having me. It's been great so far.
How was
Thank you
that
for doing
ratchet
it.
block? That was great.
I had fun.
That was a great ratchet block, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we've got some more ratchet. Well, we actually got a legitimate ratchet block tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, we've got some more ratchet.
Whoop.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good.
It's good stuff. Definitely looking forward to Ratchet. What is it? Deadlocked and I forget what the other run
And
is.
Ouya.
Ouya.
Ouya, of course. Sajbean running Ouya. This can be great. I'm also looking forward to Tech coming up soon with Hitman. I've never seen a run of that game.
Very exciting. All right. Thank you so much again.
It was a pleasure.
All right. We have the I
Down
always
to the
forget
final two.
the Project Sakai Rhythm Game Showcase. A first
nice.
here on Arm with Their Speed. I'm very excited.